The stars looked different today. Dr. Hyun-woo Park pressed his face against the cold glass of the observation deck and watched as massive alien ships moved into position around Earth's solar system. They were big ships, bigger than anything humans had ever built. Each one was the size of a small city, and there were hundreds of them. "They're really doing it," said Yoonji Kim as she walked up beside him. She was holding a tablet that showed red dots moving across a map of space. Each red dot was an alien ship. "The blockade is almost complete." Hyun-woo nodded but said nothing. He had been expecting this day for years. The aliens called themselves the Vorthak Confederacy. They were not just one species, but 12 different alien races working together. For the past 50 years, they had been watching humans spread out into space. They did not like what they saw. The first human colony ship had left Earth in 2157. It was a small ship carrying only 500 people to a planet called New Hope. The aliens found them there 3 years later. At first, the aliens seemed curious about humans. They asked questions about Earth and human culture. They even helped the colonists grow food on their new world. But as more human ships left Earth, the aliens became worried. Humans were different from other species they had met. Humans built things fast. They learned new technology quickly. Most importantly, humans never seemed satisfied with what they had. They always wanted to explore more, build more, discover more. The alien leaders met in secret councils on distant worlds. They talked about the human problem for years. Some aliens thought humans should be destroyed. Others thought they should be controlled. In the end, they chose containment. "Attention, Earth," came a voice over the communication system. The voice was translated into human language, but it still sounded strange and cold. "This is Admiral Kexthor of the Vorthak Confederacy. Your expansion into galactic space has been deemed a threat to established civilizations. Effective immediately, your solar system is under quarantine." Hyun-woo watched as more alien ships appeared. They were not just regular ships. These were special warships designed to keep things in, not to fight battles. Between the ships, the aliens placed thousands of automated defense platforms. These platforms could destroy anything that tried to leave the solar system. "How many ships do they have out there?" asked Yoonji. "According to our sensors, over 800 combat vessels and 3,000 defense platforms," replied Jin Ho, the young technician who ran the deep space monitoring station. His voice was shaking a little. "They've got us completely surrounded. Nothing gets in or out without their permission." The alien admiral's voice continued. "Your species has shown aggressive tendencies and rapid technological advancement that poses a risk to galactic stability. This containment is for the protection of all civilized worlds. You will remain within your solar system until the Confederacy determines you are ready to join galactic society properly." Hyun-woo almost smiled at that last part. Ready to join galactic society. The aliens had no idea what they were talking about. On the main screen, they could see live footage from news stations around Earth. People in the streets were looking up at the sky where alien ships could be seen as bright moving dots. Some people were crying. Others were angry. Many were scared. The news reporters were calling it the day Earth stood still and the end of human space exploration. But Hyun-woo knew better. He walked to his private office and locked the door. From his desk drawer, he took out a small communication device. It looked like a regular tablet, but it was connected to a quantum communication network that the aliens did not know about. He typed a simple message. "The cage is complete. Are our people in position?" The reply came back in less than a minute. "All teams report ready. The watchers have become the watched." Hyun-woo deleted both messages and put the device away. Then he returned to the observation deck where Yoonji and Jin-ho were still watching the alien ships. "What do we do now?" asked Jin-ho. "Are we really trapped here forever?" "Maybe," said Hyun-woo, "but maybe not." Far from Earth, in a place the aliens thought was empty space, Captain Dae-ho Lee sat in the command center of a hidden space station. The station was built inside a large asteroid and covered with technology that made it invisible to alien sensors. Dae-ho had been waiting at this station for 3 months, watching the alien ships gather around Earth. His communication system beeped. A message appeared on his screen. Phase 1 complete. Await further orders. Dae-ho looked at the message and smiled. Around him, his crew of 30 men and women worked quietly at their stations. They were all human, but according to alien records, they did not exist. Their names were not in any database. Their families thought they were dead. "Sir," said his second-in-command, a woman named Sora. The aliens have finished their blockade. Earth is completely surrounded. Good, said Deho. Then they're exactly where we want them. Sora looked confused. Sir, I don't understand. Aren't we supposed to help Earth break free from the blockade? Deho stood up and walked to a large window that looked out into space. In the distance, he could see the lights of alien ships patrolling the area around Earth. But he could also see other lights. Lights that the aliens could not see, hidden human bases scattered throughout the galaxy. Breaking free was never the plan, said Deho. The plan was to make them think they had us trapped. He turned back to his crew. The aliens spent 50 years planning this blockade. They think they're smart. They think they understand humans. But they made one big mistake. What mistake? Asked Sora. They assumed that what they could see was all there was to see. Deho walked to his command chair and sat down. Send a message to all hidden bases. Tell them the aliens have taken the bait. Now we wait for Phase 2. As the alien fleet celebrated their successful containment of humanity, they did not notice the small, invisible signals being sent between hidden human outposts across the galaxy. They did not see the secret bases that had been built in empty systems. They did not know about the humans who had been living among alien populations for years. The Vorthak Confederacy thought they had caged the dangerous humans. What they had actually done was give humanity the perfect cover to reveal their true strength. The blockade around Earth was not a prison. It was a distraction, and the aliens had fallen for it completely. 3 months had passed since the aliens put their blockade around Earth. The news on alien worlds was full of stories about how successful the containment had been. The dangerous humans were finally under control. The galaxy was safe. But strange things were starting to happen. On the alien world of Kepler Prime, a Vorthak supply ship disappeared while traveling between 2 space stations. The ship was there one moment and gone the next. No distress signal. No wreckage. It simply vanished. On the trade routes near the spiral arm, 3 different cargo ships reported being attacked by pirates using ships that no one recognized. The attacking ships were fast and well armed. When alien patrol ships arrived, they found the cargo ships empty but undamaged. The pirates had taken only specific items: computer systems, navigation equipment, and communication devices. In the Outer Rim territories, several alien colonies reported strange equipment failures. Power plants would shut down for no reason. Communication arrays would stop working. Water purification systems would malfunction. Each time, repair crews would find that key components had been removed or replaced with inferior parts. Admiral Kexthor sat in his command ship, reading these reports with growing concern. He was a tall alien with blue skin and 4 arms. His species, the Zalth, were known for their strategic thinking. That was why he had been chosen to lead the containment of Earth. These incidents cannot be random, he said to his second-in-command. Someone is coordinating these attacks. But, sir, replied Commander Vextar, our intelligence reports show no organized resistance groups in those areas, and the humans are still contained around Earth. Our blockade is perfect. Kexthor looked at the star map on his screen. The red dots showing problem areas were spread across thousands of light years. Then explain this pattern to me. How can attacks be happening simultaneously in 12 different sectors of space? Commander Vextar had no answer. Far from the alien command ship, in a hidden base built inside a nebula, Commander Boram Choi was coordinating exactly those attacks. Her base was called Haven Station, and it was home to over 5,000 humans. According to alien records, none of these humans existed. Boram stood in the center of Haven Station's command room. Around her, dozens of screens showed the locations of human operatives throughout the galaxy. Each screen had a name and a status report. Most of the status reports were green, meaning the operatives were safe and ready for orders. Report from Team 7, said Lieutenant Dong Ho, reading from his communication console. They've successfully disrupted 3 alien supply lines in the Centauri sector. No casualties on our side. Good, said Boram. What about Team 12? They've finished installing monitoring equipment on the alien listening post at Wolf 359. We can now intercept all their communications in that region. Boram nodded and turned to another operator. Any word from Dr. Mi-young? She reports that her cover is still intact. The aliens still think she's just a refugee scientist. From the destroyed colony at Ross 128, she's been promoted to work on their new sensor. Technology. Dr. Mi-young Shin had been living on the neutral world of Nexus Prime for over 10 years. To everyone around her, she was a quiet human scientist who had lost her home when her colony was supposedly destroyed by a solar flare. She worked in an alien research laboratory, helping to develop better sensors for deep space exploration. What the aliens did not know was that Dr. Mi-young was one of humanity's top experts in alien technology. Every sensor system she helped develop, she also learned how to fool. Every security system she improved, she also found weaknesses in. For 10 years, she had been learning alien secrets while appearing completely harmless. "Sir," said another operator, "Major Shung Ho is requesting permission to begin Phase 2 operations in the Andromeda approach vector." Boram thought for a moment. Major Shung Ho Yang was in command of a hidden fleet of human ships near the edge of the galaxy. His ships were disguised to look like space debris or natural asteroids. The aliens had scanned that area many times but never found anything suspicious. "Tell Major Sung Ho to begin limited operations," said Boram. "I want him to test alien response times, but no direct confrontations yet." "Understood, sir." On the planet Nexus Prime, Dr. Mi-young was working late in her laboratory. Around her, alien scientists from 3 different species were analyzing data from the Earth blockade. They were trying to understand human technology better so they could improve their containment systems. "Dr. Shin," said her supervisor, a reptilian alien named Cross, "we need your expertise on this human communication system. Can you help us understand how their quantum networks operate?" Mi-young looked at the display showing a captured human communication device. She recognized it immediately. It was an old model that humans had deliberately left behind for the aliens to find. The real quantum communication systems were much more advanced and completely undetectable. "Of course," said Mi-young, pretending to study the device carefully. "This appears to be their standard long-range communication system. It uses quantum entanglement to send messages across vast distances." As she explained the fake technology to the aliens, Mi-young was secretly recording everything they said. Their questions told her exactly what they did and did not understand about human technology. This information would be valuable for human operations throughout the galaxy. After work, Mi-young returned to her small apartment in the alien city. She lived like any other refugee, simply and quietly. But hidden in her walls were advanced computers and communication systems. Every night she sent reports to human command bases scattered across the galaxy. Tonight's report was particularly important. The aliens were planning to expand their sensor networks to better monitor space around their colonies. They wanted to prevent the mysterious attacks that had been happening. "Command," she typed into her hidden communicator. "Aliens are developing new sensor grids for outer colonies. Technical specifications attached. Recommend we adjust our stealth systems accordingly." The response came back within an hour from Director Wu Jin-han, who was commanding operations from a secret base in the Magellanic Clouds. "Understood. New stealth modifications will be distributed to all teams within 72 hours. Meanwhile, in the command center of the alien blockade around Earth, Admiral Kexthor was becoming more frustrated. The reports of mysterious incidents were increasing. Just today, 3 more supply ships had vanished. An alien communication relay had been sabotaged, and several colonies had reported equipment malfunctions. "Sir," said Commander Vextar, "perhaps these are just random equipment failures and pirate attacks. The galaxy is a big place. Strange things happen." Kexthor's blue skin turned darker with anger. "Random, look at this data. The attacks always target the same types of equipment. The malfunctions always affect critical systems, and the timing is too perfect to be coincidence." He turned to face his command staff. "I want a full investigation. Check every ship movement, every communication, every energy signature in the affected areas. Someone is organizing this and I want to know who." What Admiral Kexthor did not realize was that his own investigation would reveal nothing. The humans attacking alien targets were using technology the aliens had never seen. They moved through space in ships that were invisible to alien sensors. They communicated using quantum networks that could not be intercepted. Most importantly, they had been preparing for this conflict for decades while the aliens thought they were safely contained on Earth. The blockade around Earth was working perfectly. No human ships were getting in or out. But the humans the aliens really needed to worry about had never been near Earth in the first place. They had been scattered across the galaxy for years, waiting for exactly this moment. The alien celebration of their successful containment was about to become a nightmare of realization. The cage they had built around Earth was not keeping humans in. It was keeping aliens from seeing what humans had really been doing all along, and that was exactly according to plan. The first sign that something was seriously wrong came when Deep Space Monitor Station 7 went silent. Admiral Kexthor stared at his command screen as the station's signal simply disappeared. Station 7 was one of 12 monitoring posts the aliens had built around the galaxy to watch for any unusual activity. It was located in empty space, far from any planets or trade routes. There was no reason for it to have problems. "When did we lose contact?" asked Kexthor. 4 hours ago, replied Commander Vexstar. The station sent its regular report, then nothing. We've tried to contact them, but there's no response. Send a patrol ship to investigate. Already done, sir. The patrol ship should reach the station in 6 hours. But 6 hours later, they lost contact with the patrol ship too. On the hidden command station deep in the Kepler 442 system, Field Agent Heejin Kwan was finishing her latest sabotage mission. Heejin had been working as a maintenance engineer on various alien stations for the past 8 years. To her alien co-workers, she was just another human refugee who had lost her family when her colony ship had suffered a life support failure. The aliens felt sorry for her. They gave her easy jobs and treated her kindly. They never suspected that she was one of humanity's top intelligence operatives. Station 7 is completely offline, Heejin reported to her hidden communicator. I've disabled their emergency beacon and their backup communication systems. It will look like a complete system failure. The response came from her handler at Haven Station. Excellent work. Move to your next target. We need Station 4 offline within the next 48 hours. Heejin packed her tools and prepared to leave. Tomorrow she would report to her supervisor that she had been unable to fix the problems at Station 7. She would seem disappointed and frustrated, like any good engineer would be. Then she would request transfer to Station 4, claiming she wanted to prevent similar failures there. The aliens would approve her transfer immediately. After all, she was just a helpful human engineer trying to do her job. While Heejin was sabotaging alien monitoring systems, Admiral Kexthor was ordering a full galactic census. Something strange was happening, and he needed to understand what it was. I want every system scanned, he told his staff. Every planet, every asteroid field, every nebula. If someone is organizing these attacks, they must have bases somewhere. The census took 3 weeks. When the results came in, Admiral Kexthor could not believe what he was reading. This cannot be correct, he said, looking at the data on his screen. According to this report, 47 star systems that should be empty are showing signs of industrial activity. Commander Vexstar checked his own display. The sensors are detecting metal structures, power sources, and electromagnetic signatures consistent with advanced technology, but our records show these systems have never been colonized by any known species. And look at this, said another officer, pointing to a different section of the report. 17 worlds that were supposedly destroyed by natural disasters are actually inhabited. The sensor readings show cities, spaceports, and orbital installations. Admiral Kexthor felt a cold fear growing in his chest. How is this possible? Our records go back 500 years. We know where every intelligent species in the galaxy lives, but even as he asked the question, he was beginning to suspect the answer. On the hidden world of New Sanctuary, Professor Taman Park was reviewing the same sensor data that was confusing the aliens, but unlike Admiral Kexthor, Taman knew exactly what the data meant. Taman had supposedly died in a research accident 15 years ago. His brother Hyunwoo, who was still on Earth, believed he was dead. Even their parents had held a funeral for him. But Taman was very much alive. He was the architect of humanity's greatest secret project, the Ghost Colony Protocol. The aliens are finally starting to see us, Taman said to his assistant, Dr. Kyung-soo. Their census is picking up energy signatures from 38 of our hidden colonies. Should we be concerned? Asked Dr. Kyung-soo. Not at all, replied Taman. This is exactly what we wanted. It's time for Phase 3. Taman walked to the observation deck of his hidden research facility. Outside the window, he could see the massive shipyard where humanity had been secretly building their true fleet for the past 20 years. Hundreds of ships floated in the construction bays. These were not the small exploration vessels that humans had been using to explore space. These were warships designed specifically to fight alien technology. "Open a channel to all Ghost Colony commanders," Taman ordered. Within minutes, his screen showed the faces of human leaders from across the galaxy. There was Commander Boram from Haven Station, Major Seung Ho from the Andromeda Fleet, Director Wu Jin from the Magellanic Operation, and dozens of others, friends, said Taman. "The aliens have finally realized we exist. Their census has detected many of our installations. It's time to show them how wrong they were about humanity." "What are your orders?" asked Commander Boram. "Begin revealing our true capabilities. I want one major installation to decloak in each sector. Show them our shipyards, our cities, our defenses. Let them see what we've really been building for the past 50 years. The response was immediate. Across the galaxy, hidden human installations began shutting down their concealment systems. Massive cities appeared on worlds the aliens thought were empty. Huge shipyards materialized in nebulae, where sensors had detected nothing before. Military bases revealed themselves on asteroids that had seemed like ordinary rocks. On the alien command ship, alarm sirens began blaring. "Admiral," shouted an officer, "we're detecting massive energy signatures throughout the galaxy. Hundreds of installations are appearing on our sensors. They're everywhere." Admiral Kexthor looked at his tactical display in horror. Red dots were appearing all across the galaxy map. Each red dot represented a human installation that had just revealed itself. There were hundreds of them. "How long have they been there?" he asked. "Unknown, sir. Our analysis suggests some of these installations have been operating for decades. The energy patterns indicate full cities, complete with industrial complexes and military facilities." Commander Vextar was reading another report. "Sir, we're also detecting a massive fleet movement in the Proxima sector. At least 200 ships of unknown design are approaching our patrol zone." Captain So Young Lim commanded that fleet. She had been waiting in hidden bases for years, building ships and training crews. Her fleet was 3 times larger than anything the aliens thought humans could build. And it was just one of 12 such fleets scattered around the galaxy. "This is Captain Lim of the Human Deep Space Fleet," she broadcast on all alien communication frequencies. "We are moving to establish a defensive perimeter around our installations. We have no hostile intentions, but we will defend ourselves if attacked." Admiral Kexthor stared at the communication display. "Deep Space Fleet? The humans were supposed to be contained to their solar system. How do they have ships out here?" But even as he asked the question, the terrible truth was becoming clear. The blockade around Earth had contained some humans, but not all humans. While the aliens had been watching Earth, humanity had been secretly spreading throughout the galaxy. The containment had failed before it even began. The aliens had surrounded Earth while humans built an invisible empire around them. The cage they thought they had built was actually the trap they had walked into. And now the trap was closing. The psychological warfare began at exactly 12 South Galactic Standard Time. In 12 different star systems, massive human fleets appeared simultaneously. They did not attack. They did not threaten. They simply existed, hanging in space like silent monuments to alien miscalculation. Admiral G. Hoseo commanded the operation from New Sanctuary. His hidden fortress world had been humanity's secret capital for 20 years. While the aliens thought humans were trapped around Earth, Jiho had been building the infrastructure for a galactic civilization. "All fleets report ready," announced his communication officer, Lieutenant Yejin. "Phase 4 is authorized to begin." "Execute," said Jiho calmly. Across the galaxy, human installations began broadcasting the same message on all communication frequencies. The message was not a threat or a demand. It was something much more disturbing to the alien leadership. "This is Admiral G. Hoseo of the Human Galactic Command." The message began. "For the past 50 years while you have been planning our containment, we have been preparing for this moment. We know about your secret council meetings on Zethros Prime. We know about your military buildup in the spiral arms sectors. We know about your plans to expand the blockade to include the outer colonies of other species." In the alien command center, Admiral Kexthor felt his blood turn cold. The secret meetings on Zethros Prime were classified at the highest levels. Only 12 individuals in the entire Confederacy knew about those meetings. "How do they know about Zethros Prime?" he whispered. The human broadcast continued. "We know because we have been watching you. Agent Eugene Lee, who has been working as your translator for the past 8 years, Sends her regards. Agent Eugene Lee was indeed working as a translator in the Central Intelligence Hub of the Vorthak Confederacy. To her alien co-workers, she was a quiet human refugee who had learned alien languages after her family was killed in a mining accident. She was considered completely trustworthy and had access to the most sensitive intelligence reports. What the aliens did not know was that Eugene had been trained from childhood to be a deep-cover operative. Her supposed family tragedy was completely fabricated. Her language skills were not learned from necessity, but from years of intensive training in human intelligence academies. "Sir," said Commander Vextar, reading from his security display, "Agent Lee has been accessing classified files for years. She's downloaded our complete strategic plans, personnel records, and communication protocols. But the security breach was much worse than Commander Vextar realized. Dr. Changmin Yoon, leader of the Human Psychological Operations Division, had been planning this revelation for decades. Eugene was just one of hundreds of human operatives who had infiltrated alien organizations. The human broadcast was now showing detailed records of alien military movements from the past 30 years. Every ship deployment, every secret meeting, every classified research project was displayed for all the galaxy to see. Your patrol routes are predictable," continued Admiral Jiho's message. "Your communication codes have been broken. Your supply lines are mapped and monitored. We know where every one of your ships will be at any given time because we helped design your logistics software." This was true. Over the years, humans had offered gifts of technology to various alien species. Computer programs to help manage supply chains, software updates to improve communication systems, navigation tools to make space travel more efficient. The aliens had accepted these gifts gratefully, never realizing that each program contained hidden monitoring systems. "Your defensive systems are compromised," the message continued. "The sensor networks you use to detect intruders were upgraded last year with human-designed components. We can see through your sensors, but you cannot see through ours." In the alien command center, panic was spreading. Officers were checking their computer systems and finding evidence of human infiltration everywhere. Programs that seemed normal were actually sending data to human intelligence networks. Security systems that were supposed to protect alien installations were actually controlled by human operatives. "How is this possible?" asked Admiral Kexthor. "How could they have infiltrated our systems so completely without us knowing?" The answer came from an unexpected source. On the screen, a familiar face appeared. It was Captain So Young Lim, but she was not alone. Standing beside her was Admiral Kexthor's own strategic advisor, a human named Dr. Jun Ho. "Admiral," said Dr. Jun Ho calmly, "I believe you know me. I have been your advisor for 3 years. I helped you plan the blockade around Earth. I suggested the locations for your monitoring stations. I recommended the defensive positions for your fleets." Admiral Kexthor stared at the screen in shock. Dr. Junho had been one of his most trusted advisors. The human had seemed eager to help contain his own species. He had provided valuable insights into human psychology and tactics. "You betrayed your own species," said Admiral Kexthor. "You helped us build the containment." Dr. Junho smiled. "No, Admiral. I helped you build exactly what we wanted you to build. Every suggestion I made served human interests. The monitoring stations are positioned where we wanted them. Your fleet deployments leave critical areas undefended. The blockade around Earth is designed with weaknesses that only we know about." The truth hit Admiral Kexthor like a physical blow. The containment strategy had not been an alien plan at all. It had been designed by humans, implemented by humans, and executed according to human objectives. "The refugees," he whispered. "The human refugees on our worlds. The survivors from destroyed colonies. The helpful scientists and engineers and translators." "All agents," confirmed Dr. Junho. "Every human you have encountered for the past 50 years has been working for human intelligence. We have been studying you, learning from you, and preparing for this moment. On worlds throughout the galaxy, the revelation was spreading. Humans who had been living quietly in alien communities for years were revealing their true identities. The helpful engineer who had been maintaining your power systems was actually gathering intelligence. The friendly scientist who had been helping with your research was actually stealing your technology. The refugee family who had been grateful for your kindness was actually monitoring your defenses. The Vorthak Confederacy realized they were not facing a contained species trying to break free. They were facing a galactic intelligence network that had been operating under their noses for decades. Every decision they had made, every strategy they had developed, every move they had planned had been anticipated and countered by human operatives. "What do you want?" asked Admiral Kexthor, his voice barely above a whisper. "We want to talk," replied Admiral Jiho. "But the conversation will be between equals, not between captors and prisoners. You see, Admiral, you were never containing us. We were containing you. We let you think you were in control while we built our real strength in the shadows." The human fleets remained motionless in space, their weapons powered down, but their presence undeniable. They had not fired a single shot, but they had completely destroyed the alien confidence in their own power. The blockade around Earth continued to function perfectly. No human ships were trying to break through it. But the blockade no longer mattered. The real human civilization had never been inside the cage. It had been building the cage from the outside all along. The aliens were beginning to understand that they had not captured humanity. Humanity had captured them. The final revelation came not with explosions or battles, but with a simple demonstration of impossible knowledge. Supreme Coordinator In-Ho Kim had been waiting in his command center for this moment for 30 years. His facility was built inside what appeared to be an empty region of space, but was actually the center of humanity's hidden galactic network. From here he had been coordinating the greatest deception in galactic history. "Open all communication channels," he ordered. "It's time to end this game." His message reached every world in the galaxy simultaneously. On Earth, Dr. Hyun-Woo Park watched from his observation deck. On alien worlds, human operatives stopped pretending to be refugees and revealed their true roles. In the command centers of 12 different species, alien leaders realized they were about to learn how completely they had been outmaneuvered. "Citizens of the galaxy," In-Ho's voice was calm and confident, "today you will learn the truth about the past 50 years. The human expansion you witnessed was not our real expansion. The colonies you found were not our real colonies. The containment you built around Earth was not containing our real civilization." Admiral Kexthor sat in his command chair, no longer giving orders. His staff had stopped reporting to him. They were all listening to the human broadcast with the growing realization that everything they thought they knew was wrong. "Every human ship you encountered was designed to be discovered," In-Ho continued. "Every colony you found was placed where we wanted you to find it. Every interaction between humans and aliens was carefully planned to create the exact response we needed." On the screen, a three-dimensional map of the galaxy appeared. It showed the real extent of human settlement. Red dots marked genuine human colonies and installations. There were thousands of them, spread across every sector of known space. For 50 years, while you watched our decoy colonies, we built our real civilization in places you never thought to look. We used your own sensor blind spots against you. We hid our cities in nebulae you considered empty. We built our shipyards in asteroid fields you thought were worthless. The aliens realized they were looking at a network of human settlements that dwarfed anything they had imagined. The dangerous expansion they had been so worried about was actually a minor side project compared to humanity's real colonization effort. Captain Nari John was ready to provide the final demonstration. Her ship, the Horizon's Edge, was positioned just outside the alien blockade around Earth. To the alien sensors, her ship did not exist. She was using stealth technology that humans had developed by studying alien detection systems for decades. "Admiral Kexthor," came Nari's voice over the communication system, "you believe your blockade around Earth is impenetrable. You have 800 ships and 3,000 automated defense platforms. Your sensors monitor every cubic meter of space around the solar system." "That is correct," replied Admiral Kexthor, though his voice lacked conviction. "Then explain how I am currently inside your blockade perimeter." On the alien tactical displays, Nari's ship suddenly appeared. She was not breaking through the blockade. She was already inside it, floating peacefully between two alien destroyers. The defense systems had not detected her approach. The patrol ships had not seen her pass. "Impossible," whispered Commander Vextar. "Our sensors would have detected any ship trying to cross the blockade. Your sensors detect only what we allow them to detect," said Nari. "The quantum mines that form part of your blockade were built using components we sold you 5 years ago. The detection algorithms in your sensor networks were written by human programmers. Even your patrol routes were designed by our strategic advisors. Nari's ship began moving through the blockade, passing between alien vessels like a ghost. The automated defense systems did not react. The quantum mines did not detonate. The human ship had complete access to a blockade that was supposed to be impenetrable. The blockade was never meant to keep us trapped, Nari explained. It was meant to keep you focused on one location while we completed our real preparations. Every component, every system, every strategy you used was designed by humans to serve human purposes. As if to prove her point, Nari transmitted the access codes for the entire blockade system. Suddenly, alien commanders could see the hidden programming in their own equipment. The defense platforms had secret shutdown commands. The sensor networks had built-in blind spots. The quantum mines could be deactivated by anyone who knew the right frequency. Admiral Kexthor realized he was not commanding a blockade. He was commanding a theater set that humans had built to keep the aliens entertained while the real work happened elsewhere. "What do you want from us?" he asked. Supreme Coordinator In-Ho Kim answered from his hidden command center. "We want what any advanced civilization wants: cooperation, trade, shared knowledge, and mutual respect. But we want it as equals, not as a contained species under alien supervision." "You have deceived us for 50 years, protested Admiral Kexthor. "How can we trust you now?" "You can trust us because we are being honest for the first time," replied In-Ho. "We deceived you because you gave us no choice. You decided to contain us before you even tried to understand us. You made plans for our species without consulting our species. You treated us as a problem to be solved rather than as potential partners." Admiral Yejin, the head of Human Galactic Operations, appeared on screen beside In-Ho. She had been coordinating human activities throughout the galaxy from a mobile command ship that had been operating within alien space for 20 years. "The deception is over," she said. "Our hidden colonies are revealing themselves. Our stealth fleets are dropping their concealment. Our operatives are identifying themselves to their alien colleagues. We are showing you who we really are and what we have really built." Across the galaxy, the transformation was breathtaking. Entire star systems that had appeared empty suddenly blazed with the lights of human cities. Hidden shipyards revealed fleets of advanced vessels. Space stations materialized in the void, showing that humans had been present in virtually every sector of the galaxy for decades. "This is our offer," said In-Ho. "We will share our stealth technology, our manufacturing techniques, and our organizational methods with any species that wants to work with us as equals. We will help you solve problems that have been troubling your civilizations for centuries. We will contribute to galactic peace and prosperity." "And if we refuse?" asked Admiral Kexthor. "Then you refuse," replied In-Ho simply. "We are not interested in conquest or domination. We want partners, not subjects. But we will never again accept containment or control. The choice of how we proceed from here belongs to all of us, not just to the Vorthak Confederacy." The alien fleets around Earth began to withdraw. Not in defeat, but in recognition of a new reality. The blockade had become meaningless. The ships and defense platforms that had seemed so formidable were revealed to be toys in the hands of beings who had built them. As the alien ships departed, something remarkable happened. The space around Earth began to fill with human vessels and installations that had been hidden all along. Massive orbital shipyards uncloaked. Space cities revealed themselves. Manufacturing platforms that had been invisible suddenly blazed with activity. Even Earth itself had been more developed than the aliens realized. The planet's surface showed cities and industrial complexes that had been concealed by holographic projections. Orbital elevators reached up from the surface to connect with space installations that had been hidden in plain sight. Dr. Hyun-Woo Park stood on his observation deck, watching the transformation with satisfaction. His brother Timon appeared on his communication screen, alive and well after 15 years of supposed death. "The masquerade is over," said Timon. "Humanity can finally stop pretending to be weak and isolated." "What happens now?" asked Hyun-Woo. "Now we build a real galactic civilization," replied Timon. "Not one species controlling others, but all species working together. We have the tools and knowledge to make it work. The question is whether the other species are ready to try." The answer came faster than expected. Within days, representatives from 6 different alien species requested meetings with human leadership. They wanted to learn about human organizational methods. They wanted access to human stealth technology. Most importantly, they wanted to be part of whatever came next. The blockade that was supposed to contain humanity had become the starting point for a new kind of galactic federation, one built on partnership rather than domination, on cooperation rather than control. The aliens had tried to encircle Earth, but humans had been behind them all along. Now they were all moving forward together into an uncertain but promising future.